Thanks for joining us on the spring edition of Access SCC. We have a lot of great things we're going to share with you guys this month.
Have you been searching for a little something extra to add to your studio shoots? I'll take you through some ideas on how to use the new Studio A digital Playout computer.
The Dub Rack Room has seen some changes that we'll tell you all about. And get ready to check out the new VIP incentives available now.
Plus, we'll visit with the husband and wife team who cover the St. Pius Church services and meet the dynamic duo who keep us up to date on our favorite high school sports on TV 19's Sportspath.
Stay tuned, Access SCC starts right now.
There's been a lot of excitement surrounding the new computers in Studio A's control room. Here's Ryan to take us on a little tour of the new digital playback computer.
In the world of video, the technology is ever evolving. That is why we try to stay up to date with new resources to help you, the producers, make your shows that much easier. We have all seen how hectic it can get in the control room during a shoot. When you have everyone doing their job on top of trying to queue up DVD and tape clips. What if you didn't have to worry about queuing up footage anymore? That is what we are trying to accomplish in the Studio A control room with the new Playout computer. This new system allows for digital files to be played out over the air without having to burn them onto a DVD or record them to tape. It is rather easy to use and I will show you how. The program that makes this all possible is called AJA TV and an icon is located right on the desktop. To play a video clip, you must first connect your hard drive or flash drive that the digital video file is on. Select the clip and drag it to the AJA TV icon. When you let go, AJA TV will launch and a viewer window opens. To bring up the audio of your video clip, there are two sliders labeled Mac Source. Then to call up the video, select Mac on the switcher. To play the clip, use the player controls at the bottom of the viewer window. And there you have it. You are now playing a digital video file. There are a couple things to note about using AJA TV to play digital video clips. All clips must be standard definition video files. Make sure when you're playing a clip to not click out of the player window. This will stop your video from playing. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your friendly SCC staff and we will be more than happy to help you. If you have been involved at SCC for any period of time, you will certainly recognize these two producers. If for nothing else, but for how many times their names have appeared on the 300 VIP points plaque.
We started this program about 6 years ago.
About 6 years.
And Warren and I started with What Does the Book Say? And that was just kind of off the cuff on how we started this. I was driving by the station one day and I said to Warren, I said, we should do our Bible study on the air. Warren says, yeah, that's a good idea. So I came in and signed up at that time and that's how we started. I was going down a list of all the public access places there were. And I actually called up down here and I got a hold of Ted Arbeiter. And he explained to me, the situation of how you do this, what you have to go through and take some classes and things like that.
petrified.
Well, that's kind of neat. So that's what I did. I came down. That's how it all started.
Well,
and one thing morphed to another.
Yeah.
At one time, it was just Warren and I, and Sharon wasn't involved. And then after about 3 or 4 years, she was coming with me, but she wasn't involved in the behind-the-scene things.
No, I couldn't touch anything because I didn't go to the classes.
Right.
And then I started taking classes. Then I started doing slow, but
Learning more and more.
Learning
It's
more.
always a learning process.
Oh yes, it is.
We
very
constantly
so.
have problems, and the staff here at SCC always comes down and helps us out. So,
Yes.
and that's part of it too. It's a
Yes.
learning experience. We have fun doing it.
I mean, they're very helpful for us down here to help us. Anything we need, they will help us.
Right. And of course, this is my chief operator here. She does everything. She takes care of all the control room, as you can see in the background here. She does that. She does the setup, and she also does all the field operations too. So she's quite a helper.
Well, I try to get the best we can do it, you know.
Well, we do the best we
And
can. We're not a very big production.
no, we're not.
A couple, 3 of us doing it. So.
It's
Other than that, that's about all as far as the program itself. It is a Bible program. We study the Bible and we do the chapters and verses. We expound on what's in those verses. We also check out what the words mean. We do Greek and Hebrew studies of those.
Right.
We have a Bible program
right.
that we utilize that gives us all those definitions of Greek and Hebrew. So.
And just like we're at the Arbors, the women there are very nice, and they come all the time to listen to us, and we chit chat with them, and
We have treats.
And well, yeah, treats we have for them, but that's not why they're coming. But
Right.
it's just they wanted to get together with a group because they have nothing. And this one person said, "This is their we call it church they go
Church
to."
service, yeah.
Because that way, she said, they would be going to church.
And we hope we pass on information to other people. And that's basically why Warren and I started the program. It's easier to reach people through the media of television than it is to try and knock on someone's door or talk to them on the street. If they're interested in watching our program, if they're interested in what the Bible has to say, they'll tune it in. If they don't, they can turn us off. It's one of those
Which
things.
they do, yeah.
And that's one of the other reasons we did it too. Well, again, it all goes back to getting the message out. You know, all we're trying to do is spread the good news. The gospel is called the good news. And that's all we're trying to do.
And when we get feedback for some of the people that say, we watch your program, we enjoy your program, that makes us feel good because we're doing something that we like to do.
And it's good for the community
Yeah,
too.
right.
What keeps me coming back is the love for the Bible. I want other people to understand what the book says. And our program says, what does the book say? That's my main intent. It always has been since day one. Nothing has changed with that. It's always been that way.
Right. Same with us. I enjoy putting on the church because the people come to me and they said, you're doing a good job, keep it up. This is what makes me feel good too.
And also, hon, to go along with that, there's people that have come when I'm there with you at the church, because we both do it as a team, and they say to me, well, my mother or my cousin or uncle or something can't get to the church.
Right.
And it gives them the church service too. So it helps everybody out.
Right.
We enjoy doing it. I call it fun. I know I shouldn't be saying it's a fun project.
No,
but
it's
Bible studies and Bible is fun.
We enjoy doing it because it makes us feel good and it makes other people feel good. That's our main thing, is make people feel good.
Have them enjoy it like we enjoy
right.
it.
Right.
A while back, I went to see a friend of mine who lives in Oklahoma, and he does the TV program on cable and also on satellite. And he said to me one day when I was there, he says, why don't you come to the Bible study tonight so you can be on TV? And in my mind, I just said, no, I'm on TV enough. I don't have to go be on TV in front of a group of people. I'm already doing that. That isn't why I do this. It's not to be in front of a camera, to have people see how good looking I am or my wife is good looking. Well, we are not. That isn't what we're not vain in that respect.
I'm not on TV. I'm in the background.
Well, honey, we're a team and it works together.
Yeah, I mean,
without you, I don't know. I'd probably be running back and forth trying to do it all myself, and that doesn't work very well. So it works great as a team, and I really appreciate that.
Right.
And that's really the parting thoughts. I just don't, there's no reason, no vanity, nothing involved.
No.
I I just love to do it.
People really get a hold on this thing. Well, there's a mess. Okay. Oh, dude, oh my! Are you kidding me?
I heard some weird noises inside.
You mean
In there? That isn't water.
What are you kids doing in my house? Who let you in?
If you visited SCC lately, you may have noticed the layout of our dub rack room has changed. Learn your way around as you take a tour with Nikki.
Welcome to SCC's dub rack room. We have made quite a few changes in here, so we're going to take a look at it now. The first thing we're going to show you is our Forte duplicator. This is from Disc Makers, and what it does is it makes high-speed copies of your program. It works at a much faster rate than the Edit Suite computers. All you have to do is load in your discs, and it does about 25 copies at a time. Remember, if you want to use the Forte, always call and reserve it with staff first. Little known fact is that SCC has its own library. In our library, we have a number of production books and trade magazines that you can check out and read. We even have some Apple training books that you can check out, take home, or use in our edit suites to learn more about Final Cut Pro editing. Another great feature of our little library is we have set pieces, small versions of what we have in the studio, so you can kind of plan out your set before moving those big blocks. We've also added a whiteboard here in the dub rack room for pre-production planning and notes. You can meet with your crew in here, talk about the gear you need, your locations, or if you're in the studio, kind of talk about and design your studio setup. You can even put a storyboard ideas up here. Anything you can imagine for your pre-production needs. The dub rack may appear to be the same as always, but one major change has occurred. We have replaced VTR number 4 with a Mac computer, which is now destination and source number 4. Using the AJA VTR exchange that is also used in the studio to capture digitally, you can now capture from any of our tape decks, including our mini DV tapes, high 8 tapes, VHS, beta, or even off of a DVD. You can now capture it directly into the computer. Digitally capturing from the dub rack is not the only thing this computer can do. Reserve time on the dub rack Mac to check your email, download files, do research for your show, or even upload your show to YouTube. And you can make storyboards and scripts using a new program called Celtex right here on the dub rack computer. We hope you guys like the changes that we've made in the dub rec room and that you use it for your pre-production needs. Remember though that this is a multi-use room, so there might be a few people in here at one time. And the computer, dub rack, and the Forte are all separate reservation items, so be sure to call ahead. One is a Royal Guard and a die-hard fisherman, and the other is a 2011 Volunteer of the Year and a high school junior in White Bear Lake. Both are hockey enthusiasts, and both love their job of bringing TV19 viewers all the local sports coverage they can handle. Check out what else we learned about this dynamic duo hosting Sportspath.
I got involved with Sportspath through a friend, John Kane, who was a host of Sportspath for a while. John asked me to, and I was more than happy to come on board and do something that I went to college for and I love to do.
Started on the August of 2007 as a volunteer at TV19. I kind of worked my way up, started out just as a camera guy, went up to graphics, and eventually eased my way into the on-air talent position. And it has been a lot of fun and really a little kind of a small dream come true, really, just because I remember as a young kid watching TV19 and wishing I could be on Sportspath someday.
I would just have to say hockey because it's what you're most comfortable with, and I had never really done too much of it, so I feel I try to improve at it, and then having you there know it well, so if I can always think of something to say, you're right there.
You know, obviously, hockey's the easy answer here, but I liked football just because we only did a couple games and it was kind of a new thing. I had never really tried it before as far as analyzing, and I learned a lot. Basketball too, and just the other sports that I'm not comfortable getting out of my comfort zone, and you helping me in that.
Some of them
process.
aren't in my comfort zone either, so just the challenges, any sport, I guess.
Right.
Off a skate, McAlpine stuffing and jamming and getting it to go home. Woodbury leads.
Zach has taught me, a lot of times I get very, my voice fluctuates a lot when calling a game, and his doesn't. And I've listened to him do play-by-play, and you don't always need that fluctuation. It helps sometimes, but it's a good mix, I think, to have both of us, because my voice fluctuates so much and his doesn't. I think it sounds really well, but also, just to control my voice a little more, I guess, by listening to him and be a little bit more monotone at times.
I'm Zach Halverson, and on today's show we are finding out who the best teams are, not only in their conference, but also in the state. The Tartan Titans welcomed the Henry Sibley Warriors to their home ice. Tartan came into the game with a 6-game drought. Tim has helped me a lot with on-air presence as far as in front of the camera, when to smile, especially when to smile, when to keep your energy up, kind of when to bring your voice up and down, and when to pause when reading a teleprompter, just all these little things. And Tim has been extremely helpful in my, I guess, education when it comes to on-air television.
You forgot about the ahs.
That's right. Well, I was going to say that, but the problem is I'm saying and I can't break that yet.
Still working on that.
Yeah.
Little things that we do in speech that aren't always easy to break.
No.
I'd say one of my favorites was when a few years back, or last year, maybe 2 years ago, I did a Timmy walking, kind of like a jaywalking, and I went out to the sporting event and I'd ask the students different questions that I would think, being in that conference, they should know the answer to, but most of them didn't. And I actually ended up getting a Twins announcer who was there, and I asked him the questions, but he's not from Minnesota or anything, so he had absolutely no clue. But it was a lot of fun asking him, you know, what's a Zephyr, for instance, like Matamidi are the Zephyrs, but nobody knew what a Zephyr was. We had a train, I think we had a balloon, like, well, the Led Zeppelin, but different answers. But it's kind of interesting to see what people didn't know, really.
My favorite one was we did a White Bear Lake tryout package. I'm obviously into hockey, and I was eligible to try out this year for the White Bear Lake Bears because I am, you know, a junior at the high school. And we did a package down there. I got mic'd up, and I got one of the helmet cameras, the GoPro cameras strapped on my helmet. And doing that story was a ton of fun. Able to interview players, you know, on the bench, and I scored the first goal of the tryouts that year, or last year, and got that captured on the camera, and just so that was probably my favorite package to do.
Some of the things I look forward to is the upsets, especially when you get into sections and playoffs. The upsets you never can predict, and you never know who's going to win. You think for sure this team's going to win, and all of a sudden, not so good for the team that you thought was going to win. Also, getting into different venues I always find enjoyable. We've got a chance to go to the Excel Center, Mariucci, Metrodome, different venues like that. And they're always fun to go to because, you know, it's kind of where you hope and dream to work every day, I guess, in the big show. But doing our time here is always fun too, because you can kind of get away with a little more and have a little more leniency and have fun.
I do want to encourage people out there, if you are interested in media and all that, you know, definitely go out there and get involved with TV19, volunteer. And starting out as a volunteer put me in a position to where I could be, you know, hopefully will be very successful someday. And I want to encourage people to do that and get involved and have a lot of fun, because, you know, producing Sportspath, even writing the script, there's a lot of fun involved in it. And then also going back 3 years ago, doing the behind-the-scenes stuff at Sportspath, getting the studio set up, getting the set and all that stuff figured out, was a lot of fun. And then of course doing the graphics and all that stuff. So go out there if you're interested in TV or any kind of sports media. Get involved here at TV19. It's a great opportunity.
Thanks for watching, and that's your Sportspath.
Some of you may have noticed that you are becoming bored with your VIP rewards. I'm referring to those of you with 5 fleeces or 10 flashlights. Well, SCC realizes a change is needed. Here's an exciting update on some impending changes to our VIP structure. Those of you who are tired of looping through the VIP point system now have something new to look forward to. We will still acknowledge your 300 points with a nameplate on these plaques, but some of the lower level items will change to give you more options. Here are our previous options. Some of these items will remain, but each level will now have 2 choices. You can choose an SCC logo item or a tech item. Let's start with the 10-point level. This level will remain the same with an SCC t-shirt or a 10-pack of DVDs. The 25-point level will see some changes. The flashlight will be discontinued and replaced with an SCC logo padfolio. The option of a 5-pack of tapes will remain. The 50-point level will also see some changes. You can choose an SCC logo fleece blanket or the pre-existing 2GB USB drive. The 100-point level will no longer offer the fleece jacket. You can now choose between an SCC logo camping chair or 20 DVDs. The 150-point level will no longer feature the messenger bag. The new options will be an SCC logo backpack or 10 mini DV tapes. The 200-point level will continue to offer the SCC jackets. However, if you already have one, you can now choose a 16GB USB drive as well. And now we have one more exciting announcement. In an effort to clear out our VIP inventory, we will be offering previous VIP items at each level while supplies last. At 10 points, you will have the option to choose a long-sleeve black SCC t-shirt or one of our previously offered flashlights. At the 25-point level, you can also choose a red SCC sweatshirt. At the 50-point level, you can choose a black SCC windbreaker jacket. At the 100-point level, you can still choose our previously offered fleece jackets. At the 150-point level, you can still choose our previously offered messenger bags. And at the 200-point level, an SCC duffel bag will be available. But remember, these specialty items will only be offered while supplies last. And a quick reminder, we tally your points as you earn them to acknowledge how much work you do at SCC. The points do not disappear as you take items, like cashing them in. You simply become eligible for items when you have totaled a certain amount. We hope you enjoy these new items and feel free to give us any feedback on your new choices. Look for these changes to begin March 1st at SCC.
That's it for this episode of Access SCC. Be sure to stop by the studio to check out all of our great updates for yourself.
And don't forget about our online home, scctv.org. Just click on Local TV and Suburban Community Channels.
Be sure to connect with us and your fellow community television producers on Facebook and Twitter as well.
We'll see you next time.
The Dub Rack Room has seen some changes that we'll tell you all about.
Oh, man. I just moved the camera back.
Damn it, Nikki.
All right, everybody just calm down.
And if you,
I am calm!
Now if you...
And don't forget about our online...
If you say that, we can't use it as a blooper.
Yeah, we can.
Sure we can.
Leave it out.
See you next time.